Good morning, welcome to another video. Good morning, Phil.
Morning.
How are you?
Good.
We're in South Yorkshire, more specifically, we're near the little village of Langsett. We're coming to have a look at another reservoir railway, the Langsett Railway, that was used for the construction of the Langsett Reservoir, mainly, behind us. But we're going to go down to the other end first of all. We're going to head down to Stocksbridge, where we can pick up some remains of this disused railway. We're around 10 miles north of Sheffield today. Dominated by the steel industry, in modern times Stocksbridge has been nobly clinging on to Sheffield's steel-making fame. Steel is still produced in the town, but on a much smaller scale, with a lot of the former works now housing, shopping centres or still derelict. We're starting at the west end of the town under the imposing Underbank Reservoir Dam. This is the north-west end of the steelworks. All this, look, this is a disused part of it. Now the steelworks are in use, look. You see the buildings in the distance there.
There used to be a gatehouse here. You can tell, look, can't you? There, look, for vehicles coming in and out.
Oh yeah, like a weighbridge or something, yeah. Interesting. So our railway line that we're following today came from over there somewhere, didn't it? It came off the Stocksbridge Railway that eventually meets up with the Woodhead railway line. Familiar with that one? Just by Deepcar station over there. And it's skirted around, didn't it? It's skirted just to the south of the steelworks. And
almost weaved through, actually. If you try and work out maps where it went, it's kind of smack bang through the middle.
And we have got some remains to show you here, just as it leaves the site of the steelworks. Look at this.
Still at arch, it's very deep as well.
So just down, we're stood on top of a bridge here.
Yeah.
Down there in that cutting is the old railway line. See if we can get a view where this tree's not in the way. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Yeah. That's lower than I thought that then. So
yeah.
It's quite a bit below that bit of land there, isn't it?
A lot deeper than I thought it was. I thought it was a shallow bridge.
Yeah. So it's an arch bridge then?
It's got, yeah, still there, arch. It's an arch. It's even had to have retaining walls. It's that much of a deep cutting, look.
Yeah, and you can see the wall there, look, and the coping stones on top. Big end bits. Swing you around to the other side of the road, look. Get off the road and run over. There's the other side of the bridge.
There's some kind of pipeway going through it, look. You've got a better view down here.
Can you see the arch there? It's only a small arch though, isn't it? It's tall and thin, one track wide. But yeah, it's boarded up. We can see down the bottom there, we're right on top of the cutting. You can see down the bottom, look, just how deep it is down there. It's on the other side.
It's a pipeway. That's what them wooden posts were, look. There must have been pipes on the other side as well, look, because that's got similar wooden things, look, carrying it, it's a lot of pipeline away.
It's not as a well-defined cutting, isn't it? It kind of opens out of this side.
Yeah, well, I bet you that pipeline runs all the way along track bed. Okay, as you can see, I've come down onto track bed to have a closer look at this bridge that we were just looking at on the other side, and as you can see on this side, for some reason they've not barricaded it off. I suppose it's for security, because I suppose if you go through there, you know, you might be able to pop out at the steelworks, I suppose. It's quite a nice bridge, to say what its purpose is, very ornate, and this pipeline seems to go off on the track bed, utilising the track bed for quite a while. I'm not quite sure how it goes because it's not really passable, as you can see, but yeah, quite interesting, that. Nice little bridge. Yep, there's your pipeline coming out. So, onward to Langsett.
And while we're on about abandoned things and disused things, this is the old Manchester Road. So when Stocksbridge bypass was built and opened in 1980s, before that, this was your main road that came up through Stocksbridge. We're just walking up the disused old Manchester Road here, look, and we've met where the railway line, look, came alongside here. We only know it's because of that pipe just.
Yeah, that pipe saved our bacon.
And we've got the road up there. That's I suppose that's a new road. That's the road from Stocksbridge up onto the new bypass. So that's kind of, yeah, as you just said, that's kind of eating into the area. Yeah, where the track bed was. On his right hand side here, bit of a left hand side.
Left, mate, not right.
Left hand side. We got the Underbank Reservoir. You can see it there. And we had another. It looks like it might have been a tramway, because it wasn't just Langsett Reservoir that this railway was used for the construction of. We also had the Underbank Reservoir on the left hand side here, and there was that little spur, if we show you the map, that went off. It looks like the line ran across the dam wall. You see photographs, don't you, like we've covered, like the Scar House Dam. We saw all the cranes and the tramway across the top. So yeah, and that probably somewhere around here then, Phil. That's if with the track bed's just the other side here. So I wonder if that house is something to do with the old waterboard, Phil. So there's the top of the dam under Underbank. This reservoir actually arrived after Langsett Reservoir. This one, Phil. This is I've got it down on the notes. It's 1907 that this one was completed. We're going to lose this in a minute when the new Stocksbridge bypass road severs its way through the alignment, but we think that this wall here, the shelf, we think the railway's sitting on top of there. That pipe is a really, really good guide, isn't it? Mm.
That's as good as a sleeper, that is.
Interesting. This old road here, the white, like cat's eye still in place, white line still in place. We're coming up now. We're this railway line that we're following is going to cross where the new road is now. So we're going to be heading over to the other side of the Stocksbridge bypass. We can make out a shelf just over there. Again, it's the indicator that pipeline has reappeared. The other side of the road, look. It's a little embankment there. We're going to cross over. We're going to cross over now, and I think we get a pretty unimpeded session on the track bed now. It's been re-landscaped, but this flat bit here, look. Where's the path going?
I don't know where that goes. Oh, it goes to some facility, look.
Right. Oh, there's a footpath.
Oh, no, it is a footpath. How odd.
I think this looks like an embankment, doesn't it, look?
I'm not sure. It's too high. If it doesn't tie in with the other side, I think it's a bit too high, isn't it? Oh, maybe not.
So this is the official way onto the trail now. We're climbing up to the level of the track bed up here, and that's just looking back. We've just been gazing at that little bit of an embankment that we weren't sure about. Yeah, the Langsett Railway line.
It's nice they've put some of there. That's the interesting bit. It's a shame there's no pictures.
Oh, with the three rails, double gauge. Here we are. Look, this looks like railway line, doesn't it?
It just shows you, doesn't it, the council's attitudes to trying to get some of these track beds up and running, because this were derelict, wasn't it, for years?
Yeah.
And now they've made a reasonable job of a trail you wouldn't expect to be here.
How long's this been a trail then?
Oh,
as it is now, you know.
I think it was a path 10, 20 years ago, but a muddy thing, you know, and they've actually made it more presentable for, you know, more usage to get to. I mean, it's quite a nice way of getting from one lake to the other, isn't it? Sorry, res to the other.
Yeah.
Really, and we've seen a couple of bikes, haven't we, as well?
Yeah, it looks like it's got a lot of horses use it as well. We are climbing ever so slightly now, aren't we?
Well, it's a real big climb by road to get up to the top, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this has got to go gradual, hasn't it? Or it need bankers or a cable, wouldn't it?
So now we're walking along the track bed. Just give you a little bit of information about this railway. So it was built to provide materials and construction, etc., to the Langsett Reservoir primarily, and but also to the Underbank Reservoir a bit later on. And the reservoir, the Langsett Reservoir, was built to provide water for the Sheffield and Barnsley area. It was constructed between 1898 and 1904. Now we've already seen the other end, haven't we? We've already talked about it linked onto the Stocksbridge Railway, and it went through the Samuel Fox and Company and their private railway line to get onto its own line here, the Sheffield Corporation line. It's about 3.5 miles from where we started up to the Langsett Reservoir. The railway was constructed 1897, 1898 by the Sheffield Corporation. Now, the interesting thing, and this is the hook that sticks out for me on this, is you mentioned it back at the information board. It's dual gauge. There's standard gauge, and there was three rails down because they also ran a 3-foot. Now, I'd like to know more about that. There's not a great deal of information available in the public domain, is there?
No, but you would get 3 rail sections elsewhere, but very rare to read about them. So it is a bit of a shame, isn't it?
Not to the degree where it was a full line dual.
Yeah, true.
Dual
just
gauge.
in the yards and stuff, you had a bit of free line track, didn't you? Yeah, operations would be really interesting to know what they did here, and like I say, it's not easy to get any information on it. So it'd have a standard, you think, with one line inside it, basically, wouldn't it? You'd have thought.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
So, because there was a lack of point work, it was quite easy. You know, there's no complicated points or anything, arrangements needed, you know, we're having three lines.
It is a beautiful walk, isn't it? I mean, look at that. I do love autumn, disused railways in autumn like this. I mean, how pretty is that?
Yeah, once you've got over the disappointment, summer's gone, and you actually come trying to explore, you're rewarded by this, really, aren't you? You know, clear view, you ain't got to faff around in the undergrowth, nice scenery with the leaves.
No nettles.
No. No, we've got some bricks over here. It'd be interesting to know what make they are.
They are old bricks. That we've got like a drainage channel that I dismissed it, to be honest, initially, thinking it's it had been put in after the railway's closed, but what's it say on the bricks?
I can't tell. Has it got 3 letters on it?
It's very, very worn, isn't it? We'll keep an eye out. But yeah, it's running the entire length, and now we're just wondering if that is some drainage, original drainage. Oh, it does go down quite a bit. I've just stood in it and sunk. And we've covered this type of railway before. These railways that were short-lived, short lifespans for constructions of the reservoirs. What have we done? I did Ladybower, Derwen, Howden very early on when I was making videos, and we did Nidderdale recently.
Yeah, the recent one, yeah.
And I just short lifespans because the railways are no longer needed. And this, when the construction finished, 1904, apparently trains still ran. Chalk services for chalk still ran until 1912. So quite a bit after kind of finished with the line, I suppose. Yeah, the sleepers, but are they original sleepers? I don't know.
So hold on a minute, look at the holes in these. In this one.
Yeah, it's probably been repurposed for something, hasn't it?
Yeah, true.
And then recycled and brought down here because this railway closed. If it's been, closed all that time, well over 100 years.
Yeah, I don't think that's originals, are they?
They're not in bad nick.
No.
Oh yeah, so you're sorry. I get what you're meaning now when you were looking at the hole. So you're wondering if there's evidence of dual gauge. There's not, is there?
No. It's just standard. It's just
like a buttress fill, isn't it?
yeah, it's just a strengthening buttress, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're still running close to the road down there. And we're just above the little village of, I've always pronounced this as Midhopestones. Is it Midhopestones? But there's also Midhope or Midhope, however you want to say it. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Reservoir as well, just a little bit further up. First bridge, isn't it? This first bridge that's still... No, it's not the first bridge.
Overbridge it is.
Yeah.
Unless we missed one, but oh no, we haven't.
Yeah, so that railway went underneath.
This is the one that used to. This is modern day, you know, barrier they put up.
Yeah. Just come down off the trail. It's called the Little Don Trail. This, by the way. Having a closer look at this bridge from underneath. Look. So there's still the original decking on there, isn't it? So you can feel this climbing. It's more of a climb than I realised. We're really, really high above the road, and we're sat on a shelf just on the side of the hill. Look, embankment that side, or hill that side, should I say? And then yeah, big drop down that side. Health and safety bods have been having a crack at this, haven't they? Look, these big eye fences on top of here. Look, we've got an old stone bridge. Look, it is quite low, to be fair. Look at it down there. I thought this was like a stream or a river or a brook or something going underneath, but that's dry down there. Look, there's no water that side.
No, that's weird, isn't it?
But I'll show you when we get down here. Look. Let's go and investigate, shall we? We'll go and have a look at this stone bridge here, see if it's an arch.
Ah, that's why it goes underground, look.
Ah, yeah, it goes into a culvert, doesn't it? So there's the bridge. Look, isn't that tall bridge? Beautiful bridge. That's well made for such a minor railway, isn't it? Big wing walls. I can't say I had many expectations about this today, but this has really surprised me how nice of a trip this has been.
Yeah, even if nothing else visual, it's still a enjoyable walk, whether it's rail related or just let's have a quick walk. You know, it's quite pleasant, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've not got to the end yet. There's some stuff at the other end that might take a little bit of figuring out, so it's still got that intrigue factor. This.
Yeah.
You've not got your infrastructure left behind and stuff, have you? But you're not going to find bits of track or stations or signals or anything like that. But it's still an interesting little section of railway. Tiny little bridge, isn't it? This one's got no top on it, though. You can see why this one has got railings. This is a new deck as well, isn't it? Look,
Like a farm bridge, isn't it?
yeah, well, yeah, a concession bridge or a footpath or something.
But they have put a deck on this, look, full stop, haven't they?
Yeah, it's new, yeah. So that must have been missing. We're just level with Midhope Reservoir. Can't really see it through the trees, but the dam's just through there, facing right here. We're just examining maps, and there is a line on the maps going off towards that reservoir, but we're just sort of poking around because the topography doesn't really suit. It looks like there was a line edging off to the right here that then had an edge shunt that went off, and we can see from above, and you can see from satellite images, there's like a curve of trees on the alignment on the maps. So there is evidence of that railway here, but what happened here, what happened on the side of the railway, we're just wondering if there was like some kind of incline going down to then join a lower level railway. I'm not sure, but we're not at the right level for a railway to be going off towards that reservoir, are we?
Do I?
But long since, but I don't know the dates on that particular reservoir. Well, that's the thing when you do these old ones that have been disused over 100 years.
And if this area looks a bit prominent, because it's built up higher than the fields look, can you see?
Like a plateau.
Yeah, it's like a plateau, and it kind of comes like that, and then it's sort of possible, but hard to tell.
As any, isn't it? First time we've had any real open views and scenery, isn't it?
Yep.
Views of the moorland over there. Cheers, Phil.
Any oil?
That leafy trail through the trees goes on for a couple of miles, and then you have to goes through a little farmyard and onto a concrete section, and then this bit's not as modernised, is it?
No, but it's not bad. It's not muddy.
Yeah, potential if you a bit of
Not
rain
yet.
it could be. We're starting to curve gently towards the left now, because eventually we do pass underneath the main road. You might have seen the bridge and the bridge
Parapets.
Can't remember the name for the corner then. It's not like we do bridges all the time, is it? You might have drove past here and noticed that bridge if you've got a keen eye for disused railway things. So this railway line curves left and then underneath the road to the bottom of the dam of Langsett Reservoir.
Here's your cutting starting. Look, and I bet you any money the drainage is pretty bad.
We found ourselves inside the cutting now, where it starts to curve off to the left under towards Langsett Reservoir and dam. And we should have the bridge just in front. We're going under the main road. Is this the A616? Is it?
So can I just add, after 29 years of going over that bridge, from when I used to be a wagon driver, I can now sleep because I know it is a bridge, and it's still here.
You all these
It's been
years,
bugging me every time I go over it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sizable bridge again, isn't it?
Tidy that.
It's double track width here, as opposed to that first bridge near the steelworks. That was only wide enough for one track, wasn't it? But do you get a feeling these are quite well engineered, aren't they?
Yeah.
For what it was. So I think this is as a track bed, as an entity, as a track bed. Look, this is where it ends. Look, because it's infilled, but there was a quarry just up here, wasn't there? Look at the maps, and on that old map, on the National Library of Scotland maps, the railway seems to end at the quarry. But I think it did go. There was some internal workings around the reservoir and around the dam. So here we are. It feels like dusk, doesn't it? It feels like 4 o'clock. There's the dam wall that you can. There's a road going over this one, and there's the grass side of the dam. So it's all speculative, isn't it? I suppose where the railway went.
Well, the quarry is in the lower area down there, so where the line terminated, we'll never know because it's just completely landscaped.
Where we left it, where that bridge was, just behind these buildings, is it?
Just a bit, yeah. Behind the brown ones, look where the popular tall trees are, just below there.
Yeah, but there we go. So this is a destination. This is where all the materials, etc. But lovely spot, isn't it? Really pretty. Let's just have a look over this side. Look at the architecture on that turret there, and there's a house there that you'd have to believe is related to the dam and the reservoir workings. And there we are. That's Langsett Reservoir.
Because we've never come on here. We've come with his eyes shut, haven't we? We've not known what's here, have we? You know what I'm saying?
No. I knew this was here, but I knew very little of this railway before starting the research for this in the last week. So what did you think? What was expected and unexpected?
I think, yeah, for me, I think expectations were infrastructure-wise slightly more than I thought, but actually the walk itself was very nice, and I don't think it'd be one in winter so much or in summer because you couldn't probably see anything, but the reward when you get here is nice anyway. Look, lovely res as well, so
really,
pretty pleasant to be honest.
I was really surprised. Yeah, that was a lovely walk. That there's always something calming and satisfying, isn't there, about being around reservoirs and places.
Yeah, definitely.
Like this. I've never been here. At times I drive past here.
Same.
I've never
Exactly the same.
Never seen this reservoir. I've never been up close to it, so it's a nice bonus. So thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you know any more, like I say, information is pretty scarce about
it's difficult to get
railway.
any info in it. We're just making things up, aren't we? Trying to work it all out. It's not easy at all, is it?
No. So do let me know. You might be local, or you might know someone through your families or anything like that. As always, the comment section or Facebook, however you want to get in touch with me. So cheers, Phil.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. See you next time.
So take care. Bye bye.